Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is AIFAA binti ZULKEFLI, matrix number 221242593, and in this video, our group are going to be presenting about Export-Import Management of Tenaga Nasional Berhad or TNB, which is the first one is company background. So TNB is a Malaysia's largest electricity utility company. It handles generation, transmission and distribution of electricity around the country. The headquarters are in Bangsa, Kuala Lumpur. It serves around 10.5 million customers, government-linked company, and it's listed on Bursa Malaysia. And the company employs over 34,000 people of employees. The second thing in company profile is company history. In 1949, TNB started as Central Electricity Board (CEB), and in 1965, it renamed the company to National Electricity Board (NEB) after independence. And in 1990, it became Tenaga Nasional Berhad (TNB) through corporatization. And it shifted to a commercial model while maintaining public service. The third element in company profile is main operation, where TNB generates electricity using coal, gas, hydro and solar. Owns over 80% of Peninsular Malaysia's generation capacity. Their major power stations such as Sultan Azlan Shah, Tunku Jaafar and Jimah East. TNB also manage the national grid connected to Thailand and Singapore. Other key divisions are such as TNB Fuel Services, where it imports fuel, TNB Rimaco, where it manages maintenance services overseas, and TNB Retail, where it manages customer and digital services. The next one is export and import activities. TNB imports coal and gas from Indonesia, Australia and South Africa. TNB also do export activities such as export services like consultancy, engineering and equipment. They also involved in international projects in Vietnam, UK and Turkey. Cross-border electricity trade with Singapore, and they also plays an active role in Asian energy cooperation. The fifth important thing in company profile is sustainability initiatives, where TNB committed to net zero by 2050. Their key green projects is such as solar farms, including floating solar, battery storage system (BESS), exploring hydrogen energy, and raises funds through green sukuk and sustainability bonds. The sixth one is financial strength, where in 2023, TNB had a revenue over RM53 billion and net profit over RM2.7 billion, and their total assets are worth more than RM200 billion, where they have a strong dividend payouts and investment in future growth. The last one is human capital contribution, where TNB owns University Tenaga Nasional Uni 10 for engineering and energy studies. Through Yayasan TNB, TNB provides scholarships, support rural electrification and STEM education, and invest in the next generation of energy talent. In conclusion, TNB is a national utility that has grown into a regional energy leader. It balances public service, innovation and global competitiveness, and a strong example of how utilities can succeed in international trade while driving sustainability and national development.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Norfaraha binti AZHAR, matrix number 22124. So today I will explain about the overview of TNB core product and services. TNB is the largest electricity company in Malaysia. Their main job is to generate, transit and supply electricity to more than 9 million customers across the countries. These customers include house, shop, factories and government buildings. TNB produces electricity using different energy sources such as coal, natural gas, hydropower from dams and solar powers. They are used in power stations across the country. Besides electricity, TNB also offer extra services. For example, they help companies build electrical system, repair damaged equipment, and give advice how to save electricity. Other than that, TNB is also focused on protecting the environment. They build a solar farm and use smart meters to help a customer monitor their electricity usage. They support Malaysia's goals and to use a more clean energy in the future. TNB is not only active in Malaysia, they also operate in other countries. They import fuel like coal and export electricity and services like Singapore, Vietnam and other countries. So in this slide, I will explain about import activity for fuel for energy generation. First, TNB still depends on coal to produce electricity. This is because coal can generate a lot of energy and is more affordable compared to other fuels. However, Malaysia does not have enough local coal, so TNB import coal from other countries like Indonesia, Russia, and South America. To make sure that the coal supply is always available, TNB sign long-term contract with these countries. The coal must also pass quality check before its use in power station. This check ensures the coal has a high energy value and is safe for the environment. After checking, the coal is transported by ship to Malaysian port. From there is delivered by train or truck to TNB power plant in different states. TNB is also store extra coal in special area to prepare for emergencies. Next, importing coal is also needs a lot of documentation. TNB needs to prepare documentation such as the bill of lading, customer declaration, and certification of origin. These documents are important to avoid delays at customs. Lastly, TNB faces challenges like port congestion, shipping delay, and price change. To handle this, TNB uses digital tracking and plan shipment yearly to make sure everything runs smoothly. So this is export activity for electricity and renewable energy. First, TNB export electricity to Singapore. This is done using a special transmission line that connects Malaysia power grid with Singapore. When Malaysia has more electricity than it needs, the extra can be sold to Singapore. Next, TNB is also starting to export renewable energy. This includes electricity from solar power and hydropower. Renewable energy is better for the environment. It does not produce harmful gas. This is part of the Asian Power Grid project, which encourages Southeast Asian countries to share electricity. This helps prevent shortage and support energy cooperation between countries. Next, TNB is also starting to export renewable energy. This includes electricity from solar power and hydropower. Renewable energy is better for the environment because it's not produce the harmful gas.
Malaysia green energy
Singapore
emission
is
and
interested
TNB
in
net
using
zero
more clean energy.
2050 goal.
TNB has
So the
by
key
securing
target
a
is
green electricity and
14.3
giving
GWRE
energy
capacity
certificate
by
or REC.
35%
This
carbon
certificate
reduction
proves
by
that
2030.
electricity
So
comes
the key
from
market
clean
and entry
source.
strategy is first
To manage export
Vietnam,
safely,
joint venture
TNB
with
use smart grid
Sunseap
technology
and
and energy
MOUs for
storage system.
solar or
This
wind
ensures
project.
the right amount of electricity is sent
Indonesia,
at the right time
interconnected
without
visibility with
problem.
PLN,
In
focus on
conclusion, by
cross-border
exporting
grid and
clean
renewables.
electricity,
The
TNB earn
the
more
third one is
income
Saudi
and also
Arabia,
show that Malaysia
joint venture with
support a
AIDO,
sustainable and green future.
ANM for
In the
water
last part, I
or
will
power
explain about
plants.
services supporting export
UK is
import
by
operation.
Vantage RE
First,
own
TNB use a digital supply chain
806
system to track the
W
movement
wind
of
for
coal and
solar
electricity in
that
real
aim
time.
to reach
This system
2.5
helps staff monitor shipment
GW
and
by
solve problems
2030.
quickly if there are
The last one
any
is
delay
Australia
and
by
any
acquired
problems in the
Spark
future.
Renewable
Second, TNB
the
is
most
also
of
providing
entry
training for their
Australia,
workers,
which is
help about how to
first by
handle
acquisition.
international trade
The
documents like
second one is
bill of
joint venture
lading and
and
commercial invoice.
last one is
They
British
also learn
government or
about
energy
safety
trading.
rules and
So the last
custom
one or the
regulation.
third one is energy users
Next,
by
TNB use
EV
advanced energy
infrastructure,
monitoring tools and smart grid
rooftop
system.
solar,
This to help manage
and
the
smart energy
electricity
services.
export
So
process.
the next one
They
is
check
financial
the quality of
strategy. The
electricity
first one
and
is
make sure it's
targeted
delivered correctly.
IRR, mean
Other
to
than
high
that, when TNB
single
export
digits.
renewable
The second one is
electricity, they
funding
also
by mix
issue
of
renewable
internal
energy
capital,
certificate
green
to
bond
prove it
and
is
JV
clean.
capital.
They build
The
trust
last one is risk
with
mitigation
international partner like
by
Singapore.
utility contracts,
And lastly,
diversifies
all the
ownership,
support services from
joint
training,
venture
tracking
and
system, and
majority stake.
monitoring tools make sure that TNB export and import operation are efficient, safe, and professional. It also shows that TNB is ready to grow in the global energy market. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is LUQMAN FAZLI. So today we'll present about section 4.0, transportation mode used by TNB in export and import activity. As Malaysia's largest electricity utility company, TNB engaged in international trade to import equipment like turbine and support service and energy. Choosing the right mode of transportation is critical to ensure timely delivery, cost efficient and operational stability. Okay, we move on to the transportation mode. The first one is sea freight, the primary mode. The main mode of transport used by TNB is sea freight, especially for importing heavy and bulky machinery, such as generator, turbine, transformer, and boiler component. These items are sourced from countries like Germany, China, South Korea, and the US, which are known for their advanced engineering. So, sea freight is the most cost-efficient for long-distance shipment, especially for large volume goods, through slower, taking between 2 to 8 weeks. It's relatively reliable for capital-intensive infrastructure. TNB use Malaysia port like Port Klang, Johor Port and Penang Port, which are well equipped with crane and storage facility for large machinery. And then the second transportation mode are air freight, urgent and high volume shipment. For time-sensitive and critical operation, TNB use air freight. This include important sophisticated control system such as smart sensor, relay protection device, and SCADA module. Although expensive and limited capabilities, air transport ideal for when the speed and pressure are essential. For example, during substation failure or urgent upgrade, TNB partner with logistic firms like DHL or FedEx using KLIA and Subang Airport for quick custom clearance and final delivery. And then the third transportation mode are road transport, local distribution backbone. Once goods arrive in Malaysia, road transport become vital for moving them to project site. TNB use TNB use truck to transport transformer, switchgear and even smaller items like control panel, oversized load such as wind turbine, blade and large generator, multi-axle trailer and police escort are used to ensure safety. And then, road transport offer flexibility and door-to-door service, especially reaching rural hydroelectric station or remote substation that cannot be accessed by trip or ship. And then, the fourth transportation mode are rail transport, selective for use for bulk cargo. TNB also use rail transport, although less frequently. It's useful for moving bulk material like steel or cement over long inland distance. For example, from Port Klang to Pahang, rail is more environmentally friendly and cost effective than road for certain routes. However, the limited rail coverage and the lack direct access to TNB project site make it a secondary option. And then, for conclusion, TNB adopt a multi-modal transportation strategy to balance cost, speed, and efficiency. Sea freight is the backbone for international heavy cargo. Air freight ensure urgent high-value parts are delivered fast. Road transport is essential for last-mile delivery within Malaysia. And lastly, rail transport support bulk inland movement where feasibility. By selecting the right mode for each situation, TNB ensures smooth, cost-effective export-import operation to support its role as regional energy leader.
The next one is the MV import-export operation by strategic challenges and insights. So the first point is ensuring energy security via coal import, where the MV import coal from Indonesia, Russia and South Africa due to Malaysia limited reserve. Next one is import based on cost stability, government reliability and coal quality. And its diversification, prevent over dependence and secure continuous electricity generation. And the last one is support the MV mission to supply affordable and reliable energy to over 10 million users. So the second point is exporting surplus energy strategically by the NV export excess power to Singapore, supporting the Asian power grid vision. And the next one is green energy export, where bundle with renewable energy certification. And the last one is enhance revenue by promote regional decarbonization and strengthen Malaysia green reputation.
The fifth one is the custom clearance, which the custom clearance is the formal process of submitting documentation to national custom authorities. It is to gain the legal permission for goods to enter or leave a country. Custom clearance is to ensure that the shipment comply with local law and regulation, and all applicable imports, duty and tax are correctly paid. And the sixth type is the custom declaration, which custom declaration will involve submitting an official statement detailing the type, quantity, value and origin of goods. In Malaysia, this form can be get through the K1 form via the U-Custom system or in manually. This document will allow custom officer to assess duty, apply regulation and determine whether inspection are needed or not. Next is the import license. Import licenses are legally required for bringing specific or often sensitive or regulated goods into a country. The MB must obtain such licenses when dealing with a control material such as electric, particularly those regulated by other government agency, which is OGA. Once approved, licenses are submitted through the custom SMK system, which the MB partner with TNETS to navigate complex regulatory requirement and avoid compliance issue during the import operation. Lastly is export licenses. Export licenses are legal permission required by shipping specific types of goods across border, particularly items that listed under Malaysia Strategic Goods Control
power generation
list,
for
which
the national demand.
SGCL,
The second factor is that
governed by the
geopolitical and
Strategic
political
Trade Act
stability.
2010,
Preference for trading with stable
the MB
countries, for
export of
example like
renewable
Indonesia, to
energy
reduce risk,
infrastructure to
avoid
Singapore
nationalization or internal
represent a
conflict.
regulated strategic
the third
export which align with
factor is that
Asian
market
energy
opportunity.
integration
Exporting
goals.
to electricity
The licensing
to Singapore and
framework
entering
will
Asian
ensure the
market align with
security,
national growth
compliance,
and regional
coordination.
growth. And then
Thank you.
the last factor is that environmental goal. Support Malaysia clean energy agenda through export and renewable energy and use of RECS. So that's all from me. Thank you.
The last part, I will explain about strategy for enhancing the MB export-import efficiency. First, the MB used long-term fuel supply agreement with countries like Indonesia, Russia, and South America. This contract helps ensure that coal is always available when needed. This also protects the MB from sudden price change and reduce the risk of a fuel shortage that could affect electricity generation. Second, TNB focus on regional electricity cooperation. For example, they export extra electricity to Singapore using the Asian power grid. This smart partnership help avoid wasting energy and bring in extra income for the company while supporting regional energy sharing. Lastly, TNB invests in technology and staff training. They use a smart grid system, digital tracking tools, and energy monitoring platform to manage operation smoothly. Staff are also trained to handle custom document, follow international trade rules, and manage risk. They also help TNB avoid delays and operate efficiently on a global levels.